Welcome to the High-Tech Investments News Report for Week 18. The news report covers some of the many investments projects High-Tech Investments is currently involved in so you can follow our progress. We hope you will enjoy this news feed and look forward to your comments and remarks.
Hi, Bo here, and welcome back to this week's news report. This news report is packed with tons of new things. We have plenty of items to talk about on yield notes this week. We have some all-time highs on the Decenomy coins, at least one of them. And then we also have a couple of blown accounts for the profit retriever, and we're going to explain why this is not all bad and actually a bit on what we expected. So let's get started, and what better place to start than a little quote. So from the Decenomy department here, saying don't tell people your plans, show them your results, and that is exactly what happens at High-Tech Investment. We go forward, we invest, and then we explain afterwards the profits we had, the pros and cons many times. And every week you can obviously see the results of what we've done. And then it's up to you exactly how you want to proceed. Or if you just want to sit back and get amused of when we are losing or making money, it's all up to you, of course. A few things from yield notes this particular month. Always on the first we get a short little update from the CEO, and is also including sometimes a bit on the Decenomy side. The new part here is the risk disclaimer. It's been modified slightly, so with a couple of new items in there, just to make sure that even though yield notes have provided profits now since 2019 and it's always been in green, there is still a big risk, and just to make sure that people understand this. There's quality of life update with the small min and max buttons that has been added for deposits and withdrawals. So small little changes to the platform itself. And then also yield notes have opened up now a knowledge database, and instead of providing their own videos, they have actually reached out to the community that already have quite a few, including High-Tech Investment itself. We have done some on yield notes, we have done some on Decenomy, and you can now upload your videos there, and then other users, new users, can then have a look and see if they can actually provide some good, decent material. This is most tutorials we are talking about and how to get started, the different exchanges. So go and have a look there. We can see there's more and more uploaded every single day. On top of this is new exciting audit time again here for yield notes. And they have been telling us that the next audit will now be done on the 13th to the 16th of July. It will be done again in Malta, where they have an office. And obviously they will send out some instructions in the week to come. Exactly how this is going to go down. There will be apparently twice as many this time around. So last time we had 5 auditors. This time we will have 10. And then 5 of them will be selected by yield notes themselves in order to progress with the Decenomy coins. And then on top of that, there will also be a random selection. And there's no need to send in emails. There will be an email coming out exactly how you need to apply to get in. Obviously, we would like that too, but we saw last time there's quite a few people that are signing up. So it's a bit of a chance, a bit of a lottery. No lottery here. So Usdt-Trc20 Withdrawal is now implemented on the yield notes platform. Must be said, there's a 1% fee. But that now means that there's 3 different ways of withdrawing out of yield notes: Bitcoin and SAPP, Sapphire, and now also the Usdt-Trc20. All you have to remember is you have 1% fee. So again, it's up to you. You can take it out in Bitcoin or Sapphire, and then you can basically change it into USDT yourself and avoid the 1% fee. But for some, it's been the revelation at what they wanted. So it's here now. So let's move on and have a look at the results itself for the month, which was actually quite a good month. 8.3% overall. As always, monthly green, weekly green. And we are quite happy with the results as it's slightly up. So, and a bit similar results as what we had back in February. And that looks like this here. So as you can see, we're now 16 weeks in, 4 months in, and the last week, as always, top peaks, basically normally because the other days have 7 days of profit, and here you can have up to 8, 9 or even 10 depending on how the weeks fall sometimes. So it looks good and continues to be decent profit, but the average seems to have dropped so far down to about 8%. What hasn't dropped is actually the SAPP or Sapphire coin. It continues to run quite well on the shared masternoding on the iHostMN platform. You can see the return on investment per year is still around the 54% mark. It has been very, very stable now for a long time. And this has now been 10 months since we started with the coins, and we have just passed 50% return on the investment for this. And if you do a quick calculation, that basically 5% per month, which is definitely not bad. But on top of this, we have the coin development. And the coin development is now at the all-time high, 366%. So very happy with the development. It has gone exactly as we would have hoped for, not necessarily expected. And another one here, which is an all-time high, and then it became almost an all-time low. This particular week is the Peony. We now see return on the investment at the moment below 200%. And obviously we hope that will go up again. The shared masternoding, we can still see on a week-to-week basis that we are gaining about 20%, which is definitely not bad when we're talking about 20% per week. And overall coin development has taken a bit of a tumble in the last almost 2 weeks. And the results that you see here going from 204 down to 153, it was actually a bit lower. So just before the news report, we've seen it at almost down to only 100%. But then again, we can't really fault it that much. If you made 100% since October, we're still doing quite well. And from what we see, it has hit a resistance points at the bottom here. So at least that's what we think. And now it seems to be bouncing back again, and hopefully we will see some good development in the next couple of weeks. Good development is also Paraiba for week 17, and last week we mentioned we could see a jump coming here. Overall for the monthly profits, we reported before 14-15%, and now look at where we got to here. So daily profits in last week was 1.32. Weekly profits was an astonishing 5.27 here, and then overall monthly profits more than 22%. Quite happy with this. Again, the calculation that we're doing is we obviously have our own investment here. We have our sub accounts, and then we also have a small team. Everything goes into this calculation, and that is the return we are currently getting. So out of our more than 17,000 that we originally invested, separated over main and 20 sub accounts, we are currently looking at around 4,000 per month. So definitely we're quite happy with the development so far. Also a new development and a new video for this particular week that was released on Sunday, where we were talking profit with the Elevate Pass CFO and CEO again, having a bit of a closer look at the trading and how exactly Elevate Pass is making money. So we had a look and talk with Mark, especially on what is to come, what are they doing now with the DeFi projects, the crypto coins, and also how is the development. If you haven't seen it, I definitely suggest go in there if you're interested in Elevate Pass. It will provide you some insights, also is what to come. And they seem to be very well on the move. So the profit for week 18 is 1.3%. At Elevate Pass, you can get up to 3% per week. We haven't seen that. Normally we find it somewhere between the 1 and 2%, which is definitely not bad. When you're also considering that you have a commission plan, you have 20% direct commission, so that you will get from anybody that you bring in. And then you have a matrix commission for the 1.8%, so which is for everybody else. And that actually turns over to be quite a nice profit. And this week has been the first time here, so since we got in with Elevate Pass, where we have seen these commissions have actually been higher than our own income from our investment. So looking forward to seeing that develop further. There's also a new commission change here. So, and this is for the educational material for Elevate Pass, where they're also selling different crypto training courses, starting off from $50 and all the way up to $2,500. The interesting part for the commission change they've done now is before you had to buy each individual course in order to qualify to gain commission. They have now changed that. So based on a lot of feedback from Elevate Pass partners. And that now means that as long as you have at least one training course in there, you will now receive commission from all of them. So a great change, and obviously that could mean a lot of extra money for the people that are already in here and wants to benefit from this. AI marketing, we are also benefiting from this. We are seeing some great improvements, and for the month of April, profit is now slowly but surely at 19.71%, which is, yes, it's below the expected 25 to 35% that they normally advertise. But don't forget, we've been through so much hardship with AI marketing for the last couple of months, and a lot of our robots stopped several times, and that obviously also had a bit of an impact on how this went. But from what we are looking at now, the trend is basically for this particular month that we are now looking into 30%, so for the beginning of May. If we also look at the advertising budget here, we will see that the advertising budget from 1 month ago has jumped up and has jumped to more than 50%. So we've seen some great increases here. And that is obviously because now the ad budget is picking up a lot faster than it used to. And even though we should have been finished by getting back to the 48-hour timeline, so it shows that that has slowed down a bit, but still profits are coming in again. And we are now seeing profits in 3 digits almost every single day, which is great for us. We haven't seen that since we started back in October. So we just gave you a few dates. Again, this is not for sure because every single time we try and predict compared to what it did the week before, then it changes. But let's say we follow this particular schedule, then it looks like we should be back online somewhere around mid-May. Obviously, we hope that this is going to be a lot faster, but it's difficult to know at the moment. And we're waiting for the next meeting, which will be on the 17th of May here. So the last one got cancelled. That doesn't mean that nothing happens in AI marketing, of course. The profit is still there, and we just mentioned a lot of things is jumping to new all-time highs, so that's great. But obviously what is on everybody's mind is to figure out when can we deposit more in order to hopefully make a bigger profit, or how can we actually get our money out in order to limit our risk and obviously sweeten our life a bit too. Next part we have here is our robots. So this is the profit retriever. And as I mentioned in the beginning, we actually had some good things and some bad things happen to us this particular week. First of all, the Euro Japanese, we seem to have an issue with the FX Blue account that didn't link correctly. Unfortunately, we had to redo that one, even though the Euro Japanese did quite well for the first 2 weeks. We made $747 in those first 2 weeks, but we had to reset it again. Now it seems to be working quite nicely. And that was the reason why it started off a bit later than some of the other ones. The Aussie USD took a tumble, and obviously it went on a margin call, and we lost basically the entire account here. And don't forget, this is a demo account. This is actually only testing at the moment, and we take the best results out of that one and then set it up for the final portfolio. But these things are actually a good thing, and basically you learn a lot from this, and I will explain that in a second. The gold USD also blew this particular week. The difference between the gold here and the other ones, that this setting was not ours. We actually got it from Expert Forex. And normally we don't go with other settings because we have a certain way of looking at our risks ourselves. But unfortunately, it seems very difficult to test this. It takes a long time on the gold, and that seems to be due to the drawdowns that the MT4 platforms basically takes a lot longer to calculate. and we never got a really good setting. We'll have to see if we can get that. Otherwise, we will take the gold off for now. And we'll just show you one of the graphs, because what happened since last Friday and Monday is that some of the currencies, some of the markets basically started to trend. And that basically means that they go only one direction, and that will, in this case, be here on Friday, started to go up quite significantly. And then on Monday, it went down again. And obviously, depending on what type of robots you are trading, some are trending robots and other ones like the sideways market. The good part here was the profit retriever picked up the trend one direction, so as it was going up. But when it went down again, so something seems to have gone wrong, and we can also see there's way too many trades compared to what there should have been on this particular robot. And that meant it ran out of money, and everything was lost. So obviously we'll have a look at it, because the gold seems to be doing something it shouldn't, and that's exactly why we put them on the demo account. And what we've shown before is basically you do the settings, you run the demo accounts, and then you have settings that are failing or not doing well enough or having too high of a drawdown. You basically put them into, in this case here, the hospital. We have a look at them, we adjust them, we put them back in the pool and then see how they do. Other ones, as we have with the gold, it might be a failed setting and it'll end up in the trash and we won't do any more on it. Last but least, you're going to take the best that comes out of the demo account portfolio, put them on a live account. We're not there yet. It will still take us at least a month with more trading, more testing. And from there on, you can basically put everything into live accounts. So what we have here is silver versus US dollars, and this is the one that has done the best so far. You can see trading of 47 days. And we have now doubled the account, started off at $10,000 and it has passed 20,000. As of right now, it has been doing quite well. And the monthly returns is extremely high. As you can see, it's 57%, but obviously it's done in a manageable way, and we hope that that will continue. And we have also changed the setup a bit now, because we have too many different trading going on and we don't want to share too much during this news report. We will put that over in separate videos for the profit retriever in the future. But here we have the top 5 of the particular week. So these are the best performing settings that we have for the different currency pairs, metals, and also index. And you'll see the silver is the one on top again. The Usdt-30 did quite well. And then in total, that means that those 5, if we put them on a portfolio, would have made $6,000, or in this particular case, 12%. So obviously quite high profits here, and we're quite happy with what we have so far, but we need a bit more time and data to run this through. And that leads us to the one and only video that Alex has released this week, at least on the official YouTube channel, as he has done a few videos for the Premium Forum members. And again, this is for the training, for the setups, and this video here is also powerful for the profit retriever strategies, the different ways of running this robot. And we've been lucky enough to be included in this video here. Alex had a closer look at some of the settings from our FX Blue and the stats, and we had a bit of a discussion with him, so over a couple of emails. And he seems to be quite impressed with what we're doing at the moment. And obviously we hope to work closer with him in the future and get his advice as always. And the last part, we also had the beta test for the profit retriever. We had some slight issues with it, and it seems like other people have something similar. So we believe at the moment that the new version, so where you will trade both directions at the same time, will most probably be scrapped. So don't wait too long for it. Basically go for the model that we know works, and you can actually see the results here. And that's what we had for you in this week. As you can see, there is tons of things going on at High Tech Investment as always. We are looking at new projects. We are waiting for a couple of things to come in before we introduce this too. But until then, as you can see, Profits can be made many different places around the world and in different trading areas. So everything from passive to very active trading robots. So I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.
I hope you enjoyed our news report. So please don't forget to like and add your comment below, as we would love to get your feedback. But before you go, make sure you subscribe to the channel and don't forget to keep the notification bell turned on. That way you will never miss any of our future videos. We hope to see you back on this channel very soon.